Is Ilia Topuria delusional? That's something that a lot of the MMA community is starting to believe. Many have been hearing what Topuria is saying about his skill set, what he do to Holloway and other contenders, and his stance on giving Volk a rematch. People are looking at what he's saying and thinking, this guy has lost his mind. He's getting overly cocky after winning the title and has become an entitled little brat. While I will admit that I don't agree with everything Topuria has been saying, in no way, shape, or form is he delusional. Delusion is confidence that has no support behind of it. Unwarranted confidence. But let's be honest, if we look at Topuria's career, he has every right to have the confidence that he has. A lot of people laughed at Topuria for saying that he'd be the first fighter to knock out Holloway. Gaethje couldn't do it at lightweight with all the power he has. There is no way a featherweight is gonna knock out Holloway. But honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. Look at how Topuria has beaten all of his opponents. In the Jai Herbert fight, first round he gets kicked in the head and almost gets finished. So he wrestles a little to get back his senses and then goes right back to striking and ends up knocking out Herbert on defeat. Topuria was clearly the better grappler between the two, and most fighters in that scenario would have 100% grappled to a finish. But Topuria didn't. He wanted to leave no questions as to who is the better fighter, and he absolutely did. Now the Mitchell fight. Where do you absolutely want to avoid fighting Mitchell at all costs? It's on the ground. Literally, when Topuria engaged with Mitchell on the ground, Joe Rogan could not understand why he wanted to fight there. He thought it was a mistake, and yet Ilia ended up dominating and finishing Mitchell on the ground. Again, he leaves no questions as to who is the better fighter. I could continue glazing Topuria's performances, but just do your own research if you care enough. Topuria has beaten every single one of his opponents where they're at their absolute best. So yeah, you might scoff at Topuria saying that he'll be the first person to knock out Holloway, but he's already done a lot of things that many people didn't think he could do. Am I saying that he will knock out Holloway? No, but I'm not gonna call him delusional for him believing that he can. Now you look at what Topuria has been saying and doing regarding the Volk rematch. He says he doesn't want it, and even went as far as to decline a fight against Volk for UFC 305. So Topuria must be ducking Volk. He wants to stretch out his title reign as long as possible, but I'm not buying that. Firstly, Topuria has already said he wanted Holloway. After UFC 300, Topuria said that he was very impressed by Holloway and that he believes that Holloway has clearly proven that he's the #1 contender. Everyone was saying that Holloway should be next, so if that's the case, why the fuck would Topuria accept a fight with Volk? Why? Because it was offered to him? No, everyone wants the Holloway fight. That is what Topuria is aiming for, which is a perfect explanation for why he declined the Volk fight. So I don't understand why people are so concerned for it. I think everyone is just nitpicking because of the love that they have for Volk and Holloway. They're twisting and turning everything he does, so it's impossible for him to do anything right. Oh, but Topuria's being inactive. I don't like that. I miss the active era of Volk being the champion. Oh really? Well, let me make you aware. Mr. Active Volkanovski, when he first won the championship, he didn't defend it for 7 months. If Topuria follows that same timeline, it'll line him up to defend his title in September at UFC 306, which is supposed to be the Sphere card, which just happens to be the exact card Topuria said he was aiming to fight Holloway on. Love him or hate him, Topuria hasn't deviated from what he's been saying. Yeah, at one point he said he was giving Ortega the title shot, but honestly I think that was just him taking a piss. When it comes down to everything Topuria has been serious about, his actions have been in line with his words. So no, Topuria is not delusional and he's not inactive. Everyone just loves hating on him because of the love that they have for Volk and Holloway. But stop, because he's done nothing wrong. Let me know if you guys agree.